The two words I would use to describe my experience watching this play would be admiration and loyalty. I felt a sense of admiration for how cultural this play was while still being easy for me to understand as a viewer. You don't always see that, and I liked how I was hearing foreign words being sprinkled into the play, but the obvious use of English still made it very, very understandable. But I also like that aspect that was added on both sides, and I felt a sense of loyalty to specifically a god or a higher power because everybody was very loyal and enthusiastic about it, and people died due to being disloyal to the god. The first scene I want to talk about was the scene where they were all singing and dancing while telling a story and simultaneously showing loyalty. I was extremely intrigued due to the tribal music, drums, and bongs. I have never seen a story be told in such a different and cultural setting. This had made me really curious for what was going to happen next and what other cultural aspects were going to be put into the play. Though it was seen to be a traditional South African ceremony, they are flashing lights on a bare-chested man who is presumably a god. He climbs up and rises above everybody. This shows their respect to the god and the power that he holds above everybody. This made me feel intrigued, and the cultural aspects to this was really interesting, actually. I was genuinely, I wanted to see more. The second scene that I noticed that was interesting was the god-appointed governor who tries to take the throne. The people object this, and he gets upset. Out of his anger, he starts to chant and really rile up the supporters. They show their loyalty to the god, or what I was hearing them chant was Deus Gloria. The subtitle said that it meant God. He gets past the people and takes the throne. The god or ruler comes back and sees that he has taken the throne. The colors then suddenly change, adding a really suspenseful and thrilling theme to the play, and he makes a sudden big movement, ejecting him from the throne. He then takes him and gets vengeance for his actions and betrayal through burning him alive. I was definitely surprised and not expecting to see someone be burnt. And that is another thing that I was seeing, that sense of loyalty, because of everybody objecting to his actions and the consequences that were present for betraying those higher powers or kings and queens or, whatever it may be in the play. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is this choir song. That's what it was called in the subtitles. They are all singing and dancing. They are neatly arranged, and there is background noise that, once again, sounds like tribal music. Well, I'm pretty sure it's tribal music. So they start chanting and dancing, and then once the chant starts to come to an end, they open up what looks to be like a slab from the ground and reveal a man that is covered in sand or some substance. The man was created by God. The God then says, "Man." And everybody repeats that in what sounds to be awe. They're like, "Man." So basically then he uses what is considered the breath of life. Everybody breathes or blows onto him to make him glad. I'm not sure if this means prosperous, that's what it's looking like to me. And then afterwards, the most intriguing angelic set of vocals came up. It reminded me of almost like a South African siren. It was so, it really draws you to it. So basically, the man comes up and he comes to life, and I noticed that he's the colors of the earth. And then the god tells him that he's going to take him to paradise. This play connects to a mystery play as according to the module because it says that they are presenting biblical history from creation in the form of drama. That's from the textbook. And there are also a lot of themes of sin, faith, and death specifically present in this play. There was someone who was burned to life for betraying the god. There is also some talk about lighting and the emphasis that it has on major events in the play. You saw this when putting emphasis on the god or the person that was in the ground, and you just notice a lot of upbeat sounds too that are being used. I would also like to point out the tribal costumes as it sets a theme. There were a lot of vocals that were tribal, so it makes it clear that it is a tribal play. There's a lot of playing with lights that goes on. The lights dim and then brighten. Lights shine on certain people, and you see in the scenes that there are a lot of sound effects that are used that sound very suspenseful, and this really does add to the visual elements and audible elements of the play.